Boom.
There it is.
There it is. I was like, wait,
There
where is
he
it?
is.
Oh, there it is. There he is. There
Here
he
he
is.
is. Welcome
Yes.
to yet
Welcome.
another
Yeah.
episode, exciting episode of Get Found
And be seen.
There you have it.
There you have it. There you have it. What's going on, Monty?
Man, I'm just glad to be here.
Me too.
Father's Day was awesome. Glad to be rip roaring, ready to go for a whole new week. Monday's
That's
my day.
Right. Monday's your
Monkey
day.
Monday.
That's right. You mentioned that. That's a show right there.
It could be a show. Absolutely. I just rescheduled my entire week so that way I'm doing everything I love to do on Mondays. And I set all the stuff that I don't want to do onto Fridays. Because on Friday, when I'm looking at what I don't want to do, I know tomorrow's Saturday. I'll just plow through this stuff, and tomorrow's Saturday. When I had that stuff on Monday, I was like, I'll plow through this stuff, and then I'll take on the rest of the week. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, hey, man, I'm looking forward to Monday morning. Let me get up and hang out with Carl, do my fun stuff, post some things, have some fun. And then there's the rest of the week. Okay, whatever.
Right. No, that makes sense, man. That makes sense. Yeah, it's because sometimes I know for me it's like, okay, Tuesday, that's when the week starts. But it's kind of backwards for me because I'm also performing still on weekends too. So it's like
you're doing what I used to do, kind of. It's the hey, I'll just give up Fridays so I don't have to have Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the trade-off is you're working 7 days a week, but
Mm-hmm. Oh no, my day off is Wednesday.
There you go.
My day off. Everyone's moving, everything's moving fast. I'm like, okay, do the things I want to do and relax.
Nice.
And go visit some family too. Yeah.
Good balance.
So that's my day off. But still, the week starts for me. Like technically, the week starts Tuesday, but Mondays maybe to make things happen.
It's just that mentality. Sure. Monday, ooh,
mentality.
Garfield mentality. Oh, Monday, terrible.
Right.
It's ingrained into us.
That's true. Society ingrains it. I love my Mondays anyway, though. I love them. Love my Mondays. I'll take any day and make it productive. Except Wednesdays, I'll relax. Which is productive too, though.
I was just going to say, you're productive at relaxing.
I sure am. Like, shoot. Excited. So yes, Monty, ready to rock. Today, talking about websites. Website dilemma. Are they dead?
Well, when we first did this title, it was out there on the internet a lot. Websites are dead.
Right.
Which it's just a pattern interrupt. It's just a clickbait. Just a what? Oh my God, they're dead. Or no, they're not. Whatever. Right. Just to get a reaction. They're not dead. They're actually kind of what's the word I want? They're misunderstood. That's the word I wanted. Website. The word website is misunderstood.
There it is. Love that. That's a great way to put it. I was going to say they're alive, but
they're not dead. They're alive.
Exactly. But you said misunderstood. I like that.
Misunderstood.
That's a pattern interrupt right there.
The traditional definition for website, is that, it's a brick and mortar store. It's going to tell me their location and their hours and their phone number and what things they sell and maybe who their employees are.
Right.
That's what a website is.
Yeah.
Well, that is a website. Very true. Very true indeed. But there are many, 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 many kinds of websites. When we first started with websites, it was a little more traditional, but then they started expanding and said, I'm going to make all my website all on one page. Oh, I'm going to have 10 pages instead of 5. I'm going to have a whole huge catalog of products, Amazon. Wait, whoa. Amazon is a website? Yeah. It's an online store website. It's an e-commerce website.
Right.
E-commerce websites dead? I don't know. Ask Amazon.
I got the app.
Right. That is right. Aside from Bill Gates, I think Bezos has the most amount of people in the palm of their hands.
All I got to do is this. Bling. That's it.
That's it.
What are we getting? Yeah.
Not only that, if you have your wife on your same account, you can get things you didn't know you were going to get because they were sitting there in the cart.
I know, right?
So you got to be careful. It's like, oh, I'm going to buy that. Buy the cart. I got 19 things. What's going on?
Right?
At least my wife, that's how she does things. She's like, well, I put it in my cart so I can go back and look at it. It's not necessarily that I'm going to buy it. It's just that way I know I was looking at it. I can go back and see it.
She has that option to buy it. She
wants to do. Right.
But I got it. That makes sense. It's
just her form of the save feature. Because as with many things, Facebook in particular, anything you save is no longer findable again. Hey, I put this in my save. Where is my saved area? I have no idea.
Right. Now I do the wish list. Well, it's interesting too, because even the mentality, from 3-4 years ago was like, yeah, websites are dead, and there was all this. And yeah, you mentioned it was a pattern interrupt, and I think the pain that people were feeling like, wow, everything's all over the place, and I can't focus on what I need to focus on, or get my audience to focus on what I would like them to focus on. And it's interesting to see how that has, should I say, evolved, how it's navigated. I don't even know the right word or phrase, but it has changed a bit.
It has changed. I think it was an evolution. I think that somebody came up with the idea of the one-page sales funnel, just taking marketing from the Roman age and everywhere. Okay, I need to, a salesperson, if you look at any infomercial or sales thing, it's really one point. They're not trying to sell you, hey, we've got this cleaning product and that cleaning product and these little things and those little things. No, they're talking about this cleaning product and how wonderful it does. And look at to do this and look at to do that and look at to do this other thing. Same product. So there's the funnel idea. And then because it's not like ClickFunnels was the first place to make funnels.
Right.
They're just the biggest one when they came out that made the word funnels what it is now.
Right.
But people were already talking about funnels. Russell Brunson learned about funnels from somebody else. He didn't invent them.
Right.
But there's the concept of, okay, well, now I'm locking onto this thing and it's new to most people. And the old way people are selling things is not as effective as this way. So now I can take that and push social media and start making wild claims about stuff.
Right.
The old way is dead.
Right.
And I'm sure there are plenty of things that we could go out and find that are similar concepts of, hey, this other thing that you're familiar with and is traditional and has been working for decades doesn't work anymore.
Right. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And then you have the Rush Limbaugh thing. You got some people saying, you're right. And then you got the other people saying, nuh-uh. But they both clicked.
Yes. Say it again, Monty. That right there. They both clicked.
That's the point. That's why Rush Limbaugh said the things he said. Not everything he said was exactly what he was thinking. He just knew that if he presented it in a certain way, that people would respond. A hot button.
Right.
So the concept is, no, I just want to teach you about funnels. I don't want to argue about the point whether websites are dead or not. I want you to click on this, and that's how I got you to click on it. So now let's talk about funnels.
Right.
It's pretty much what it comes down to, because it doesn't continue and dog on that concept. It's just a way to bring people in. Hey, you're interested in that concept. All right, now let's move along into, well, it's a funnel.
Right. Right.
You're attracting people and bringing them to a product.
bringing them to the product. And perhaps we could talk about some other point at some other time, hey, this is what that can do to people.
Yeah.
That process. But anyway, that's a whole other topic.
Whole other topic. Right now, we'll stick to just the websites, traditional and modern, may I say? I don't know what you might call the current evolution of websites, but the traditional website's still out there because you got traditional brick and mortar businesses. The traditional website's still out there because you have people that don't have the knowledge of other options.
That's true.
And then we have all kinds of new stuff out there.
Right. And to add to it, there is a place for it. I believe there's a place for it. There's it still works. Some people may argue it doesn't work, but that's fine. But there is definitely a place. But it's cool to take a look at, and even take a look at the evolution of where things are going now.
Right. And that level of it doesn't work, it depends on what your goal is.
That's true.
And that's why they're still a valid thing, because in a small city like where I am from, when you're in less than 10,000 people, to get found and be seen online in a local environment with less than 10,000 people, with less than 5,000 people, it's like how many businesses are competing in any one area. To get into the 3-pack is super simple. So you don't need a fancy website. You don't need to have as much as you do when you have 20 competitors in a big city.
Right.
But if you want to be able to be found by somebody typing into Google, then the more contact points you have, the easier someone's going to find you. And also, if there aren't a lot of competitions, you want to try and stand out from the other one competition that you have and not just be like them. So people are trying to choose eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So your website can be that way of, hey, they don't have a website, I do. I'm standing out a little bit more prominent. I seem a little more professional. I seem a little more out there.
Right.
And then you can also go to their website. That's what I would do for a lot of my clients, is go to their main competitor's website, look at it, find out the things that might be frustrating for people visiting the website, or find out where it's lacking in information. And then that's what I would go and do and hone in on my client's website. So the concept being is, I don't just have you a website. I have you a website that's visually and functionally better than your competitors.
Right. No, that's good. And then you mentioned that, so you go to your client. So it'd be important for them to know who their ideal client is, right? Their avatar.
Then that's another level of your website, of knowing how do you make it less frustrating to your customers, by knowing what they're there for and their intent.
Right.
So knowing your customer's intent is equally important as knowing your own intent.
Oh, yes, definitely. And it's funny, we talk about that too. This whole ideal client, this avatar, it's important, to know about their intent and where they want to go, and what their goals are, what their dreams are, what their pains are, and then they have to do the research. So that, like, you face that more often than I do, Monty, right? As far as when it comes to the website.
Right, because my websites I have a client that wants a website, but my client has clients that want to come to the website. So I have options. I can force my will upon them. This is how you need to do your website. Or I can cater to them and say, how do you want your website? I'll build it however you want, even if it's stupid. Or I can focus on, well, your ideal client is this, and these are some great ways of doing it, and then let them pick.
Right.
And oftentimes they say, which one do you think is best, Monty? And then I can impose my will, but it's a afterthought rather than the first thing, because that's what I combat is the traditional stereotype of a web designer, and people are anticipating that when they contact me, they're ready for me to tell them, exactly how they need to do it. Now, again, on one hand, some people want that,
right?
But there's other people like, I already know I want kind of this structure, and I want these types of things, and I want it to flow like this. Yeah. Now this web designer guy is telling me that doesn't work, and I need to do it this other way, and so I get that hesitation right off the bat. Well, they ask a bunch of questions. Are you? Can I give you my pictures? Can I do it this way? Can I do it that way? It's like, yes, yes, you can.
Yeah, interesting. But that's great. You're able to do that though, and it's so important. And I love how you focus on that, and that just makes you way more seasoned, and it makes you for your client, as opposed to do it this way. You give them those options, and then you say, okay, well, even if they ask you, you're able to give more of a seasoned answer, but it helps them along on their journey. That's pretty cool.
And I think the main point that I really wanted to emphasize there is that I'm more interested in helping their client.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, that's what they want. Even if they tell me, I want this website, really what they're saying is, I want people to like my website.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's just the way, and it doesn't matter if it's websites or anything. If you're catering to another business who has a customer, if you can just focus on their customer,
yeah,
to start with, the whole process will be much easier and smoother, and the result will be much more impactful.
You can navigate with them along their journey.
And that comes from when I first started, and I gave people websites that they were asking for. And then I would need to work with them down the road as they were saying, hey, customers are telling me it's hard to find this, or customers are telling me that they can't read these words, or that sort of thing. And it's like, oh, your customers. Okay, so there's the focus. It's that they liked it, and now they're disappointed because the customers don't. Well, if we started out in the customer mindset and just built it the way the customers want it, we would have avoided that whole scenario.
Right. By the way, shout out to Anza. Good morning.
Oh, howdy, Anza. She's 3 hours earlier than us, or earlier than me. So you're at what, 1 o'clock, 1:20. I'm at 10:20. She's at 7:20.
Oh, 7:20. Woo!
Yeah, that's the first thing in the morning for her. She's getting up and getting going.
Go to that beach for a while. But... Oh, love it. Love it. So it's interesting, where do it's interesting to kind of think about where things are at now, when it comes to like even funnels, for example, their website, they're still hot. People still, I use funnels still, when I want to direct a certain target audience towards a certain specific location, a specific product or brand, product or service. I love using funnels still, but I still have you helped me out with this. I have my web hub.
Yeah, the web presence hub, all things Carl.
All things Carl. That's my favorite, by the way. And you know why? I'm not sure if you remember, but you remember why I got it in the first place. I wanted my blog because I wanted to be able to influence people in that way.
And you wanted to be your blog, not putting blogs onto other platforms.
Exactly.
Right.
My own blog. That's right, because there's so much more I can do.
What's interesting that you said there was the funnels are still being used and everything, but I shouldn't say but. And
said it together.
Funnels can be on a traditional website. So let me say that again. A funnel can be on a traditional website. Traditional website that has your contact page and your about you page and your services page, but they call in that circumstance, that funnel, that's a landing page.
Yeah.
And sometimes a landing page is a sign-up page. But a sign-up page is a funnel because you're trying to get them to do one action.
Right.
The point being is like, hey, I need people to be able to go and look at my hours, be able to look at my about me, my history, learn a little bit about me. Then they can go to the main part of the website. But if you want to run a marketing campaign and sell a particular service or a particular product, you can create a funnel page, a landing page, one single page on your website. It traditionally doesn't have a header or a footer, so it's just the information about the funnel. But you could have main part of the thing, you've got 12 services, but on this landing page, you're only emphasizing the one service. You can only buy the one service. You can't go to the rest of the website. Sometimes that's almost frustrating because I'm like, I want to know before I finish this, I want to know more about this company. I want to know more about who made this product.
Right.
So I go up to the URL and find where the main website and go to the main website. But there's the concept. A funnel can be on your website.
Yes. I love it. Oh, Anza says, yes, always send people to your website for funnels and blogs, freebies, newsletter, signups. Yeah, Anza's good with that too. I love Anza's websites. That's a great point, Anza.
And she has got all that experience with coordinating activities and things. And there's that point. When you're coordinating things, if you put all that onto that one website, then people can, oh, I'm going to check them out, check out their about page, go look up more about them. And that's where you're in control of the information.
Right. Yes. Which is so important. You got, it's important to be in control of the situation because a lot of times there's a lot of things coming at you so fast. You have one, you're owning your business, right? For some people, that's different. They're also owning, they're running, they're working in their business, they're working on their business. Sometimes the last two could be an and or, you know what I mean? And so it's different for people. So if you have that control where you have it on a website and you have the options to have a landing page in certain areas, you could direct people. Even for example, my son, he's doing public speaking. So he has a QR code that goes, actually, I still got to set this up. It's going to go to his website, but it's going to be a specific landing page on that website for people to engage and find out more about what he's doing. But it's going to be for a specific thing that was based off of that public speaking event that he's going to do next. Actually, he's going to do Monday. You know what I mean? So, but what I love about that, it gives him freedom to be able to say, okay, they're going to my spot, but this is a landing page on my spot, on my website, on my web hub, and I have control on where I want people to go next. Not that you're trying to control people, but you want to be able to, you want to be in control of that, and you want to be in charge of that because it's so easy to be all over the place when you're putting things out, especially when it counts the most, which is when it gets really, really busy.
Well, there's so much that we can't control that, all we can do is control what we can control. And if we give up that control, then we're really just riding the rapids and hoping for the best outcome. And being in control on your website, here's an interesting new concept on that topic, is that, and it's been this way for a little while, but it's getting more and more and more so, that Google will figure out what it thinks your description should be. So even though on your website, you can go into your SEO place, you can go into your metadata place, and you can say, here's what I want the little snippet to say when someone pulls up my website and there's a little description of my website underneath it. And if it's good, oftentimes Google will use it. But Google doesn't guarantee it's going to use it ever. In fact, here's my example. I had a client who has a restaurant. And at one point in time, they made pizzas. Well, a customer had taken a picture of the pizza and it was in the photo section. They changed, it was not on their menu. It was not on their price list. It was not on their website. But Google made a little description that said something about custom pizzas or great pizzas, something about pizzas, because that photo was one of the first photos that showed up. And my client was on a regular basis, at least once a week, having to explain to people who were getting upset. Google says you have pizza. She said, it's not on my menu. Google says you have pizza. We couldn't change it. We literally had to submit a request to Google so that a real live person at Google could go in and manually change that.
Wow.
Now it's like, I don't know what's going to happen with AI and what it's going to take to change things, in that. But there's the thing, is that at least when they're on your website, you have complete control. Because elsewhere, even when it's taking information from your website, it may or may not display it the way you had it displayed. Thanks.
Right. Thanks. Yeah, I've experienced that. Now, let me ask you a question. Has that process been resolved, or is it still pending?
Yeah. No, I submitted, and it took 24 or 36 hours or something.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Okay.
But the interesting thing is that I didn't get to say, hey, I'd like it to say this. Instead of pizza, could we say this instead? No, they got to choose what it said. Even though I said, hey, could you take the pizza out? That's all I could request. From there, they based what they wanted it to say based on what they could see of the profile and the website.
Right.
Man.
Bananas. Ansa said too, you want to make it easy for people to find you as well.
Right.
Yes.
And so there's that, you might not need a website for traditional website reasons, but it's another facet of the gym.
Another facet. Ooh, brought that back. Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's another shiny spot. The more shiny spots you got, the more you sparkle.
That's right. That's right.
And that goes with, all the little business listing places, particularly if you are brick and mortar. If you're not brick and mortar, then some of the other business listings aren't nearly as powerful. But even still, the more little imprints you can have, more impressions you can have on the interwebs in general, is just going to brighten your gym.
That's right. And I love that. No, but I love that you said that, that funnels, going back to the funnels, that they're being part of your hub. And they are important, but it's cool that we can have it in our hubs, and it could be accessible, and you have control on how you can use it. You could direct people to it. You could be at a live event and direct people to it. You could put out blogs and direct people to it. My favorite part. Yeah. Blogs with videos. Yeah. That's cool. I love it. I love it.
And it doesn't have to be on your main website. You could have a funnel building software, and you send people to the funnel building software from your website, or but so again, options.
I do both, to be honest. I've and you taught me how to do that too with WordPress, where I can do a landing page straight there. But I use ClickFunnels sometimes, and I'll have it, but I have it connected to my website, and people could just go to that option, click on it, and boom, whichever option you want to choose, you can do that. But it's just great that the option is just there for you. It's I find it to be such a convenience.
Yeah. Because everybody likes to do things a little differently.
That's right.
It's
all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
All good. And so we talked about what is the best website to use.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were going towards right there with the different. You have your funnel here, or have your funnel there. And the traditional website, and all these modern variations of traditional websites, as people are trying to break the pattern and pattern interrupt and get noticed and be different. Here's my unique take on this thing. So the question of what is the best website to use is similar to that. Just like in that first episode, I can't think of a better analogy. Well, what is the best car to drive? So it's well, what road you're driving on, what weather conditions you drive, how do you like to drive, how tall are you, what do you want to carry with you? Those will change what kind of car you want.
Right. Oldsmobile, just kidding. Do they make those anymore?
Sure they do.
Really? They make Oldsmobile still?
Well, I think maybe it's Buick. Same company.
Buick. That's true. That's true. Same company. Anyway.
But yeah, there's the concept. Do I want to ride in style? Do I want to be a little sporty car? Do I need to throw a bunch of stuff in the back of my pickup? Do I need to have a about me page? Do I need a funnel? Do I need to have a sign up form? It's different for different people.
Right.
And how do I want to handle all these things? It's like, okay, I don't have the technical bandwidth to put all that stuff together. And I don't have the finances to hire people to take care of all those things for me. So that person is like, how can I do this simply and still get it done? And other people are like, hey, my image is super important. I need to be more than just that average guy. I need to have one of these. I need to have one of these. And I need to have that. And I could have that person do that thing for me. And then I'll take care of this other stuff. And then eventually what everybody wants to get to, hopefully, is that, all right, I need that done. Okay, I'll hire you. I need that done. I'll hire you. And I need that done. I'll hire you guys. Cool. Tell me when you're done.
Right.
That's where I want to get to.
Ideal.
Well, it's a little hard for us control freak people to pass off the control to other people. But
yeah,
if you want to grow.
Yeah, if you want to grow, you should do that. And the balance too, though, here's a balance too, because you have a group of people too who they don't mind giving up what needs to be done, but they've just been burned so many times by some of the ones who said this is the way you got to go. It's not even a control thing right there. It's just, look, I don't want to get burned thing.
Right.
I think about
been there, done that thing.
Too. Exactly. Right.
That falls into that all-in-one.
Yeah.
You get that. They tell you this is all you need. This is the way you need to do it. This is the best way to do it. And then you go in there and you're like, oh, this is hard. I don't like this. And
exactly.
then you're any all-in-one, any solution like that, you have that reaction to it, whether or not it's the same.
Yeah. You got to go in there and figure out, okay, how am I going to do this? What's going to work best for me?
I think identifying those first steps, what do I need to haul in my truck? What do I, how many passengers are going to be with me? It's like, okay, so how many people what kind of traffic am I going to send? What is my call to action? What am I trying to accomplish with this web page and this web page? Do I need a full website? Do I just need 2 funnels?
Yeah. And those are good questions to ask. I think even for our audience, those are significant questions to ask if one's thinking about putting together a website or updating their website or getting someone to help out with their website in general. Those are important questions to ask oneself as far as taking that half step, as you would say, Monty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a good area for the half step. You're not needing to make a whole new website. You're not needing to change what you're doing necessarily. You might just want to update, modify, and modernize.
That's right. Good stuff, Monty.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to put on here on the menu?
Yeah.
I know we had talked about SEO as well.
Yeah, we touched base on that. My main thought about SEO, because I used to do a lot of SEO for small stuff. So again, I live in a small town, so the stuff I needed to do was on a different scale than someone who lives in a town of 100,000 people or more, and there's 20 competitors. But the bottom line now, especially now, is that writing for SEO is not writing for your target audience. Because SEO has all these implications about, well, here's how the algorithms work. Here's how the AI works. Here's how this stuff works. And so here's my question to anyone.
Yeah.
are the algorithms buying your stuff? Do you want to appeal to the algorithms or to your potential clients more? Now, of course, the algorithms are made and created from market research to try and get you to that point.
Right.
But I think with AI and the current state of social media, that resonating with your target audience, with your ideal client, because you can't even hardly resonate with a target audience because there's a bunch of different ideal clients inside that audience. So you narrow down to that ideal client and resonate with them more than anything else, and that's the key.
Yeah. No, that's good. And I appreciate that too. I mean, that hopefully that would help our, people in our audience too, not to feel that pressure, because I know people still feel that pressure. With
they hear those words and think that they need to do a bunch of things, or they're not going to be able to be found. And
exactly
to an extent, but again, let's identify where you're at in that scale. Where are you trying to get found, and what kind of traffic are you trying to either drive or attract? And then that will give you some better information so that you're not expending a bunch of energy in something that doesn't give you any return or gives you limited return.
Yeah.
And that's where SEO in the small cities, it's like, oh, you need to get a bunch of backlinks. And no, not in a small city. It's basically, you need to have your metadata lined up and accurate. There's the other thing is that with all the different propagation that goes out there, this company gets its information and populates its business listing from that company. And that company got it from scraping Facebook. And they scraped Facebook, and someone put a review and put wrong information about your business. And now it's propagated 3 listing things away from where the information was. And it's in a place you can't control.
Yeah.
So the SEO part is like frustrating and complicated. So if you can cut out part of that for now and focus on let me just get people clicking on my stuff and interested. So I'll write to them rather than trying to put in this many keywords. So that way, if somebody's searching for it, it'll come up in front of them. And that's more advanced in my books.
Yeah.
That's like running ads. You kind of need to figure out where you're at, where your customer is at, before you go pumping money into stuff. Unless you have that kind of capital and you can just pump money into stuff to see how is it working, and I'll adjust from there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our listeners are probably in that strategic mode of, hey, I need to get these things done. I need to move forward with these things. I need to get found and be seen. Right. I don't want to spend a ton of money on ads, and I don't want to pay someone to try and do ads. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I know eventually I will get to doing the ads, but I want everything else in place right now. If I ran ads and got traffic, it'd be coming to stuff that I'm still developing.
Right. Have your systems in place so that you can get to that spot.
Right. I'm not looking for perfection.
Right.
I'm looking for functionality and scalability. That's the other key with any endeavor is the scalability. Let's tie that back around to a website. So when you're building your website, you want to make sure that this is something I can maintain, and this is something that is going to generate me traffic or clicks or signups or whatever on a scalable level.
Right.
Because the one idea is like, hey, I know, I'll just throw this thing on here and sell my services, and now I have 20 orders. That's going to take me 2 weeks to fulfill. Oops.
Yeah.
Now for 2 weeks, you're getting more orders, and you can't fulfill them. That's a little stressful.
Right.
Although then again, there's the other aspect of that. Hey, I have a bunch of orders, means I have a bunch of money. Now I'll hire someone to help me do this stuff.
Right. But to know where you're at, and you're able to track, and you're able to make you're able to make a good decision. Lack of better words, good is good, a good enough word, a good decision on where you need to go.
An informed decision.
Informed decision. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. At least that now you're making a decision based on some data rather than speculation.
Right. Educated. Love it. Love it, Monty. That's good. I'm glad we talked about this again, Monty.
Yeah, with all the changes in AI and just technology in general, it's good to touch base again on that. Because when we first touched base on it, it was really prevalent about websites are dead. Now we're not hearing that so much, but funnels have become such a mainstream thing that it's questionable. Well, do I need a website? Nobody's talking about a website anymore. I don't think I need one of those. I'm on Facebook.
Right. And the web hubs have been brought more into conversation as well.
This is true. In the marketing field, in our other area group with the copy and content and Jim Edwards.
Right.
That he describes that same concept, the web presence hub. He describes that as the authority website.
Yeah.
So there's another person saying, hey, this is a great idea. Get yourself a centralized area so that you can interconnect everything, which is going back to the SEO and getting backlinks. Which is still, it's not like this is replacing that. It's saying it's similar to that. You are getting links from other relevant sources.
Right.
So you can get 1,000 backlinks, but if you're selling fishing equipment and you get backlinks for women menopause products, that doesn't do anything for you. In fact, Google's like, yeah, that's not relevant. I'm going to subtract from your score for that. Yeah. So there's another be in control. I can now have my links from my stuff going back and forth, and then my blogs between my blogs on my website. And now this blog talks about this thing, so I'll actually put a link to my funnel, and all those ads start adding up. Google loves relevant links, even when they're your own.
Love it. Well, that I love.
That was a little tidbit.
Yeah. Little tidbit. And I appreciate that tidbit. So, Monty, how do we keep things simple with all that was said today?
Keeping things simple. I think it comes down to knowing your client, knowing your ideal client, and being able to cater to them. What type of website's going to give them value?
Right.
If your clients get your services through Facebook, then your website's probably there so that when someone goes to it, they can click on it and get to your Facebook.
Right.
But it's still a thing, because somebody might, they Google you, they see the Google thing, they see the website link, they click on the website link, and then you're in control. Now you're in control again.
Right.
So knowing your client, so that way how do I want to use my website?
Right.
That's about it. Right there. Boom.
I love that. Know your client. And I'd add to that too. I personally think it's cool to have options, but I love what you said as far as knowing your client and what they need and where they're trying to go. That's super important, and that can help set you on the right path on where you need to go.
Absolutely. Start at the beginning. And Monty, if people want to find you and with what you do as far as helping people, you do multiple things, but help people to find their ideal client and diving into that and looking under the hood, and where can they find you if they want to know? Since we're talking about the Web Presence Hub, my authority site, Web Presence Hub at montyarmstrong.com, will give you some information about the ideal client and how I'm working on that, and some of the other things that I'm doing.
Love it.
And conversely, if someone were looking at all this stuff and saying, yeah, but I just don't want to get in front of people, Monty, Carl, I'd like to get found and be seen, but I just want to have a website. I don't want to have to get in front of people. But I know I should. By golly, I should get in front of people, but I don't know where to get started. Do you think you could help someone out like that, Carl?
Yes. If someone they know they need to get in front of someone, and they don't have the courage, they don't have the confidence to do so, I can help you out with that. You can go to carlaline.com. That's my web hub. And it's all things Carl. I'm known as a presence king, and I can help you get started. Get that confidence, get going, and get in front of people for your presence.
Or increase it, or amplify it.
All the above.
At in that journey.
Wherever you're at in that journey, we'll help you to get there.
There you go.
There we have it.
Boom.
Boom. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Another edition of Get Found
and Be Seen.
And be seen.
Have a great week.
Have a great week. And happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Peace. Get found, be seen. Start to take the stage. Unlock your potential. Let the world